All right, thanks, Lou. The court affidavits filed in the case against Ken Huber confirm many of those rumors floating around Highmore about Huber's affairs. They also outline the 911 call and testimony of the two Huber's young daughters, ages 11 and 12. They paint a disturbing picture of a murder that investigators say was motivated by greed. 11-year-old Stephanie Huber told investigators it was her habit to go into her parents' room and watch TV and fall asleep. And that's what she did on the night of October 28th. She says her parents weren't fighting. Stephanie was lying close to her mother with her hand near her mother's head. Stephanie says it wasn't unusual for guns to be in her parents' bedroom. And that night she saw one on the nightstand. Just before she fell asleep, she remembers seeing her dad pick up the gun. The next thing she knew, she heard the shot. Stephanie reported that her dad yelled, "It was an accident. I would never do anything to hurt your mom. Make sure to tell the people who would ask you questions about that." Ken called 911. During the emergency call, he tells his girls to dial Jennifer. That's Jennifer Lowry, the Hyde County State's attorney. Lowry got to the scene before any other emergency personnel and found Ken, an EMT, aiding Pam Huber's breathing and saying, "Breathe, baby, it's going to be okay." Later, Lowry admitted to investigators she was having a sexual relationship with Ken Huber. She told them she thought Pam knew because they'd had several talks in which Lowry says Pam told her she would be a good stepmother for the kids. She says the Hubers were talking about divorce. And it appears this wasn't Huber's only affair. Lowry represented Ken when he was served a restraining order while police chief of Miller. The husband of a man Huber allegedly was having an affair with took out the order, but with Lowry's help, Huber was able to keep his job. Investigators also have evidence Ken Huber had a relationship with a third woman in 2004 and that Pam knew about it. Pam's grown son Jeremy paints an unflattering picture of Huber. Jeremy says Ken was violent toward him and his mother, that he was controlling and upset with Pam over financial issues. In his last conversation with his mother, Pam told him she couldn't come to her grandchild's birthday party because money was tight. While Ken Huber was currently unemployed, he owned a boat, a couple of sports cars, a Harley, a snowmobile, a four-wheel drive pickup, and motorhome, which he could all lose in a divorce. Huber had 40 firearms in the house. He'd been a police officer since 1990 and was a firearms instructor with more than 1,000 hours of weapons training and had taken 2 Glock Armors courses. The Glock handgun that killed Pam Huber had 3 safeties. Now you can read all of these court papers on KELOLAND.com.